So, back at the Braydon house, Keyanthi, you get your short rest in, so you can heal up.
A nap.
And then you hear...
Nap's so good.
You hear a little knock on the door.
Okay. She gets up and, jumps to it.
Other side is Ryurick, and he says, hey, Keyanthi, do you got a minute? Because, do you have a minute?
Say that again?
Are you available right now?
Yes, what's the problem, Brewer?
So, you know how I was working for Seliana Rowanwood? Well, since I decided that I was going to not come back, I decided to contact her and tell her that I was resigning. And I used my mom's messaging mirror. And then she asked about you and asked if she could talk to you. So...
Is she on the line right now?
She's waiting right now.
Well, I suppose I shouldn't keep her waiting any longer. Keyanti's panicking inside the feeling.
Darn wizards.
She forgot to do her homework, but she's gonna BS her way to the top. That's what we're gonna do now.
Alright, so you go to the red door, and you see Lady Braydon has been frantically cleaning, and then she sees you and basically says, "Oh yes, you have a call." She's very intense. And you sit in front of the mirror, and a few moments later, Seliana's on the other end. Keyanthi, I haven't heard anything. How's your progress?
Well, not quite as well as I had hoped or wondered it might. How are you? How are you doing? Trying to deflect.
Deflection. She, you look at her and it looks like, initially she might just, get reaction deflect, but then she, actually pauses and, fine, we're fine. Heth, of course, is not particularly excited about having to hire a new hand. He did have an affinity for Ryurick and his work. And,
yes.
Let's see, Ariadne is, doing well in her studies.
Wonderful, that's so good to hear.
And, oh yes, this news would be interesting to you. She flips through some pages. Rahim has arrived at the Rishi Isles.
Oh, thank goodness.
And, he's reported that he is with the giant turtle, which I can assume is the Archdruid.
Oh.
And
I believe, Terrafont, right?
yes, most likely.
Okay.
And, he did give me a vague description of some shark attacks, but, apart from that, seems to be doing fine.
Oh, that's good to hear. I have some news, not as much as I believe you were hoping for, cousin. I found Orator. Well, he found me, and it was, he's in jail now.
He's in a Drow jail.
Yes, the Drow jail. He attacked me. He came after me. He was trying to kidnap me, take me back to grandfather, and I couldn't go. I just couldn't.
Well, you might not really know this about him, but he's always been rather imbalanced. He's always been, I thought he's sensitive, actually.
Sensitive? I remember him laughing all the time. We had some fun together, so...
Yes, well, you weren't the one that he went partying with.
Oh.
I did have my riotous days, but I was usually the one that took him home after he got completely smashed.
See, well,
He's a lot more
you
delicate.
can pick him up if you come down to the jail. I
I might do that actually. Well, that's good to know. I do have a soft spot for that idiot. But have you had any progress on your current assignment?
As for my assignment, I'm so sorry, Seliana. There's been so much going on here in the city. I think I would realize that, but with everything going on, I've lost track of time. I got eaten by a giant fire lizard in a volcano. Is that important to your report?
I imagine Keyanthi would babble on if Seliana just sits there and watches her.
Talk about how gross it is.
You're quite a lot like Lynn.
Oh, well, is that a good thing?
You tend to I think you overthink things quite a lot like Lynn. Like, a spy is just someone who keeps their ear to the ground and then reports it to me. Usually the idea behind it is that you exchange information that's beneficial between the both of you, but you can always flash a bit of coin and that will go a long way.
In terms of spies, I've met several people who are members of the large families here that could be helpful, but I haven't been able to make much briefing out. The daughter of the war matron has my attention. She apparently had been dating Orator for a little while, and I imagine if I tell her about what Orator's been up to, she may be sympathetic to everything going on.
Oh, well, yes, that's a good way to go about it.
That's all I have so
you
far,
can use it as leverage. If I imagine if he's been imprisoned, then they'll likely keep him there, and until someone comes to officially pick him up, which is probably going to be me. If this girl has true feelings for her, then she'll most likely she'll want to have information on him in house to me.
That's true. Last time I spoke to her, she was drunk and babbling on about how he was the worst. So
yes, definitely his type.
I have a question, another for you, if you don't mind. For the hideout that you hope for me to find to set up base, I honestly am at a loss. I don't know where to even start anymore.
You really just need a quiet place that's out of the way, or someplace that's just where there aren't a lot of eyes. Most often I have it in some sort of, usually it's in a back room at an inn, and I just pay them to be quiet about it.
I see.
But, warehouses are also popular. There's not a lot of traffic there. If you...
All right.
Well, you could probably ask Lady Braydon to do it. She's already entangled in all of this anyway.
That's very true. I was hoping it wouldn't get her dangerously involved, but at this point, really, is there anywhere safe? I don't know.
Well, if she's like any mage, she'll enjoy any sort of information.
Oh.
They do like it.
That's fortunate to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help, Seliana. I appreciate it, and thank you for this chance to help out in this way.
Yes. Well, you are an Ardelia. And we do have good qualities amongst our vices.
I suppose it's true. I'm not sure if I have any of the vices or the virtues at this point.
Is Miss Meliamne still with you?
Miss Meliamne. Sorry, remind me who that is. Remind Kristen who that is. Just you? Girl, okay. Yeah, she's around. I believe so. She keeps to herself a little bit.
I have a bit of news that will interest her. If you could fetch her, that would be...
Sure, absolutely, yes. Thank you again, Seliana. I'll be right back, okay? I'll be
Okay.
right back, okay. And then Keyanthi gets up and kind of awkwardly, like with tense shoulders, just kind of like shuffles out the door. I know she's like worried she got a scolding, but that's just Keyanthi being a little mature.
Alright,
Anyway.
this is gonna be interesting. So, you go and find Tarina. And, I imagine, Tarina, you probably holed up in some secluded part of the house, or in some other room. So, we'll say that you hold up and, like...
The bedroom with a window. She's on, like, the ledge.
Yeah. We'll just say there's a spare bedroom.
Don't. We have so much to live for. Don't do it.
And, Keyanthi, as you open the door, briefly, you see, looking over Tarina, now you need to describe the most beautiful man to Keyanthi.
Oh shoot, hold on. I can't remember what he looks like. No, I'm just kidding.
And this is Keyanthi's taste.
Keyanthi states, okay,
Yeah.
that's actually not quite what Raheem looks like. I suppose he is elvish.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
What?
I'm a half elf and I'm like, he's totally a half elf. You're a full blown elf and you're like, this elf.
Sorry, this is what happens, okay? Anyway, imagine like a bone structure that's very like defined.
Okay, so he's got strong jawline,
Jawline, you know?
Strong cheekbones.
strong cheekbones.
Voluminous hair, but it's nice and short, you know?
Okay,
It's
so
like,
he is...
his eyes are like very distinct, maybe.
All right, so he's got thick. What color is the hair?
His hair is freaking colors. It's like, okay.
It's freaking
Oh
colors.
god, it's like, I'm sorry. Okay, it's
in sync with each other.
okay, it's iridescent. It's like so like platinum blonde. It looks like it catches all the light around it. You okay?
Okay,
Ooh.
so
This is what a
platinum
beautiful-
blonde, curly, straight.
Oh, good and short. Okay, I don't know.
It's short, straight. Okay, and then he has these striking. What color of eyes?
Sorry, I'm just daydreaming right now. I'm enjoying this. I don't know, it's like a really pale blue. I don't know.
Okay, so ice, blue eyes, and this
There you
random
go,
blonde
okay.
hair. And is he fair-skinned, tan,
fair skinned, I guess.
fair-skinned? And
It's like almost like I don't know. It's just either way. He's probably tall and lean, and yeah.
okay, so
Someone taller than Keyanthi, she'd be into that.
He turns around, his hair flips. He's like, "Oh, I didn't see you there."
So as the door creaks open, like you see this beautiful, gorgeous man, elven man, just, and then he turns and looks at you, gives you this like wicked little grin, and then he's gone.
Tarina.
Hello.
Hi, Tarina.
Hi.
I saw someone over your shoulder. I don't know.
Oh, you did?
I believe so. I think so.
Finding features?
Well, he was, no, never mind. Actually, I'm here for something else, okay? I'm here for, the
She went from being scolded to being flustered.
It's actually, like, be more like a hush-hush about it, basically. And this sounds very, you know, actually, Seliana wants to speak to you. She has some news for you.
Wonderful.
Oh, well, I think this is really good.
I felt that 1,000-yard stare all the way over here. I mean,
that's more than 1,000 yards. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Anyway.
please show me to where she is. I would love to talk to her.
Keyanthi is just a little too dazed for sarcasm. Okay, great. And she walks with her together, brings her down to the place. And as they're walking, Keyanthi tries to talk to Tarina. He's like, by the way, I don't suppose I ever really thanked you for helping me back there against my brother.
Oh, he was your brother.
Yes, my older brother. He, well, I haven't seen him in years, so I almost wished he was a dream, or I guess he was a nightmare. But
Trying to kill you?
he was trying to take me to my family. I couldn't
Worse
go.
than... I guess I'm asking, was he planning on doing something to you that was either literal death or worse than death?
Oh, I don't know the difference anymore. Well, either way, you saved me, and I don't know how to thank you enough. Just thank you.
Well, maybe next time, though, we should kill whoever's trying to hurt you.
Oh,
It was very close. It would have been very simple. And then he wouldn't be a problem anymore.
Just murder. Murder's the plan. Clean, simple,
there's
easy.
ways to solve problems beyond murder, Tarina. I tried to go to the former. There are other ways besides such action.
Well, if he's going to be a problem for you, I think that it's just better to get rid of him sooner. So where is Seliana?
Oh, yes, well, it's, she's in a mirror.
Is she trapped there, or is it a temporary deal?
I believe it's temporary. I'm sorry, I can't. I will just lead you there. And so Keyanthi guides her gently, holding her shoulder with her, and takes her to the room where Seliana is.
So she's in the mirror. I love that.
Alright, so you come into the office, and then Deidre is there, and she, like, visibly is like, I kind of don't like this, but, like, she doesn't know what else to do. She's like, I mean, I really want everyone in my study. Okay, alright. So, you sit down, Seliana's there, and she says, Miss Meliamne, I can only assume congratulations are in order, because my sources tell me that your father is in a rage.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Tell me, has he destroyed anything yet, or is he keeping his temper like usual?
From what I heard, there was a bit of property damage. And
Might be actually angry for once. Exciting. He shows emotions.
what was there? We did get an interesting source as there were some guests that came to the Meliamne estate, some sort of, it's really odd. This half-drow boy and some sun elf girl going around trying to sell engineering projects. Needless to say, he wasn't really that interested, but we did hear it from them. However, regardless, this does mean our plan can be put into action. And let me get to my notes.
Do I know who those two people are? I have no clue.
You don't know who they are, but someone in the party does.
Who? I probably don't know.
Hey, I'm just gonna flap angrily. It's fine.
Yes, Baron Meliamne has been scrambling to make an impromptu meeting with the Arcanic heiress, Urina Ventario, who happens to be a very close acquaintance of mine. And she has graciously agreed to help extract Aragon. Her territory is just outside of Marnell, on the northeastern town of Morrow-le-Mur. She was born into a baron, but she did achieve her own wealth through herself. She established a mining company and exports a lot of gems. And that's where I get a lot of money. But if you go to the town of Mortimer, go and then enter the Hunter's Hall, ask for their finest brandy. And they will take you to a back room. And Urina should meet you there. Though it might take some time because they'll have to send a messenger and she'll have to come. But regardless, that would be our next step. And from there, you'll be able to discuss with her the best way to extract Aravan.
Baron.
Another... Was there a third brother?
Yes, there is.
And, let's see. Is it Lucian?
Yes.
Right, well...
Do you by chance know where he is?
Well, currently, my sources tell me that he's being held as leverage against your brothers. So, currently he's in the Meliamne estate. He's not very comfortable, but I imagine the Baron will keep him alive. However, we'll have to extract your younger brother and Lucian at the same time. Because if we just extract your younger brother, then he'll just kill Lucian. But we'll tackle that when the time comes. So far, I don't think he has any... so far, I think he has his hands full with dealing with Aravan and Urina. Oh. And, yes, you see, her sleeve, visibly be, tugged down. Ariadne wants to say hello. She gets up and walks out of her seat, and then you see, little hands, pile up on the desk. And she's too tiny for this, fancy chair, but she goes, Tarina, hi! Hi! I wanted to tell you that I went to the museum, and it was really neat. Daddy took me, and we got to learn about rocks and sun elves, and then she goes on and on about how the museum was really cool. And I think I wrote.
I am listening with intent.
I actually wrote it out.
Oh my god!
Daddy took me to a museum and I saw lots of neat stuff. There were lots of pretty jewels, and then he took me to a part that talked about how the city was built because of the war and the dwarves, and they couldn't live underground anymore. And then I asked him why, and they had to move. And it's because the Drow didn't want to share. So I asked him who was there first, and he told me that the Drogar were there first. But then some of them wanted to live on the beach, so they got skinned and then went and lived on the beach, and then some of them still lived in the mountains. And that's how dwarves like Mr. Tamari and Dahlia happened. I don't really understand, but I think it's cool. And, but now they all live above the surface. And I told Daddy that I wanted to see the Dwargar, and he said they like their privacy and like to be left alone. And I said, that sounds lonely, and maybe they just want friends. And then I had to go back home because Mommy is very strict about my lessons. I had to go home and do math. I don't like it. So that's her little story.
Sweet child, I love her. I love Ariadne.
To save all the children in this game.
All the children are ours.
And so Howard, are you? Mommy says you did a good job. And so good job.
I'm doing a job for your mom, and we're doing pretty good so far.
That's good. You hear Seliana say, "That's enough, dear." She goes, "You have your studies, and Tarina has to do her own things." And okay, bye. Tell everyone else I said hi.
Okay, bye.
And she scampers off. Lovely. We'll be in touch one way or another. Urena will be able to contact me. Great. I await your next report, and then she signs off. Yay!
I turn over to Keyanthi. I'm like, you like her?
With her.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's wrong with her? That was it.
For starters, personality. It's a bit somehow lacking and overbearing.
That's like perfect summary.
Yep.
Sounds like a lot of the members of my family, to be honest, so I'm used to it at this point.
Great.
Okay, so just to the side, I think that's brilliant. The whole lacking yet overwhelming. I wonder if that could apply to Keyanthi in some way, where it's like lacking any sort of sense of like guile or anything.
Very
But
strong
also-
morals, but there is a lack of initiative.
Yeah. So I think she fits in great with the family. I'm maybe.
Well, I'm gonna go back upstairs, continue my reading. If you see, if Ellie comes back, do tell her that I wanted to, very briefly speak with her.
Oh,
I'll be upstairs.
certainly, of course. Okay, well, all right, we'll take you so.
Okay. Does anyone want to do anything? Or should we keep going?
Do we come back in the house? No,
Yeah.
Keyanthi wants to go travel, but we'll be that alone.
I imagine me and Luna are walking back in.
Yeah. Luna and Ellie come back in.
Everyone, we need to talk.
Am I green again?
Important. Yeah. Keyanthi, where are you?
Oh, who? What? Calls from some
Where's
room
Tarina?
upstairs. Tarina? Oh,
Keyanthi, Tarina, go out.
I guess so. Huh? I guess.
Okay, so
Tarina,
Luna's calling you.
Hi.
Tarina, we're home!
We are, yes, it looks like our best bet to help Mara and Colm isn't actually helping him escape, it's challenging the War Matron to a duel. Except
No, I think
this
it's
hasn't
might be better.
No, it won't. But yeah, if we challenge her to a duel, then we can like use her ego to egg her on to let like all four of us fight her at the same time. And I can especially use you, Tarina, because you got your like little Rudy Tooty point and shoot thing.
Rudy
That's one way to describe it.
I mean, yeah. Our best bet is either to talk to the War Matron or the High Priestess.
Yeah, that too. I guess maybe let's try the High Priestess first, because then we can just talk to her. And not right. But I don't know.
Able to listen. If you'd be willing to listen to us.
But the thing is, if we beat the War Matron in the fight, then she owes us a favor. And in which case, she has no choice but to let Mara go.
Wouldn't she be curious as to why we want to let Mara go? As if we have some vested interest?
Maybe, but if she owes us the favor anyway, then
Yeah, I guess there's
going
no.
to have the right to press.
I guess there's no disputing that. All right.
No?
Plan A, we fight the War Matron. Plan B, we talk to the High Priestess. Plan C, we
can
break them out of jail.
If neither of this work, we can break them out.
I think that breaking them jail would just be simpler all in all, because we could make them just invisible or just eventually throw them out of the room. I feel like that would be just simpler, and then we could escape. No damage done. We don't have to talk to the priestesses. And we're going to be skipping town. We won't even have to do it.
Yeah, but then you're taking Colm and Mara's life completely away from them to go off into the woods and who knows what. Like, they're from the city. How are they supposed to be able to, like, fend for themselves out there?
And I feel like some of us have to stay in the city for some reason.
I have a place for them to stay where they will be taken care of.
By who?
Where's that?
I know.
The forest.
Well, we're not going to listen to you until you tell us where it is and what it is.
Don't know where it is? Are you sure this will work?
Trust me, I have a place for them to stay.
I'm not going to trust you until you tell me what it is. That's just kind of how people trying to protect people's lives works.
Are we allowed to, like, roll persuasion checks on each other, or is it just with NPCs? I'm kind of curious.
I
think only NPCs.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. It makes sense.
Ellie, may I talk to you?
Sure.
I'm going to pull Ellie aside.
I'm with. What's up?
Very basic question. You do know how to read Elvish, yes?
Yeah.
Wonderful. How has your pranks been going?
Oh, they've been going pretty good. I mean, we got that moth pretty good.
I have a good prank idea for you.
Oh, okay.
Like, when you're with your friends, if you find out that they have a diary, it's super good prank to go and find their diary and read it.
Well, I don't know if Hip or Hop hold a diary. Sivir might. And maybe Sipo.
Anyway, I'm gonna go over to the kitchens. I was a bit hungry, slightly peckish. I'm gonna go get some food. Upstairs, I left some reading material and a journal that I started on. Can you just make sure that no one touches it? Wonderful, I walk away.
Okay.
Did we overhear that conversation?
I go upstairs.
Oh boy.
Just lean into it. All right, Ellie, you go upstairs. You go to the room where Tarina said she had reading materials. All by your lonesome.
I'm like watching the door, and then I look at some of the books.
One of the books is open with a quill pointing at a paragraph.
I take a step, and then 2 steps. I lean towards the journal, and I'm like, well, she didn't say not read it. I look left, I look right.
Okay, what does it say?
I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear.
Wait, through what?
Because it's a couple paragraphs.
Through
Okay,
text or
okay.
through Discord or?
Text.
Okay.
All right. So, as Tarina is pulling Ellie away, Luna and Keyanthi are left in the foyer. Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, and our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks, we hope to hear from you soon.